Prince of Israel. It's Nazi Divine, your old Yasharal, I'm the Crown Prince of Israel. Um, I know what the Bible says to do. I do it. You should too. So I rested all day today. Today was the proper Sabbath. Looking around, I'm Shabbat Shaloming. I hope you enjoy the Sabbath. And this, that, and the third, right? I was already I missed a day earlier this week because I was working so hard that I thought this morning was Tuesday. So I woke up as soon as I woke up, I said preparation day. About 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I said, oh man, it's Wednesday. Hold up. So it's the Sabbath. So then I'm looking around and nobody's Shabbat Shaloming me back or anything like that. I mean, that normally happens because not many people observe the lunar Sabbath. But then I'm looking at people's pages. Some people had the Sabbath on Tuesday. So I said, okay, let me ask Lolanda Owende. Okay, now she's a lunar Sabbatarian. You know what I'm saying? And she's kind of content with how she was taught to observe it. So I asked her. I said, okay. When was the Sabbath this week? She said yesterday. I'm seeing this other dude posting that Tuesday was the Sabbath. I said, hold up. So I went to the guy who taught me. And unfortunately, he wasn't available to talk. He said he had the last post I had seen on his page. It said something about he getting tired of Facebook, so I guess he's taking a break or something. And then so who else do I need to talk to? I couldn't find nobody else really to talk to because I don't know too many lunar Sabbatarians. So I hit up Gorilla Hebrew. Okay, he said the Sabbath was Sunday. I said, what the world? I said, how in the world did you get that? He said, because that's when the moon was at 0. Okay, so I'm sitting there pondering on this doggone thing all day long, man. Am I observing the right time? So I tried, since those were the only two people who really kind of responded, then I tried their techniques, you know what I'm saying, to find the Sabbath. Like, for example, okay, starting October, because right here, Gorilla Hebrew was saying that Sunday was when it turned to 0, and he uses the moonrise calculator to determine that. Okay, which is timeanddate.com. Okay, so I'm looking right here. I'm gonna just say for the sake of argument that, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna start it Sunday, right? All right, now this is 0. All right, so then he wants to put 6 days in between the Sabbath. So you got 0, then you got 6 days, or this could be 29 or 30 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you got 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the Sabbath. Okay, which that lines up real pretty looking for them. How it lines up, the Sabbath always lines up with the new moon like that right there. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lined up, and then we go to the next month. That's the 25th. We go to November here. Okay, and boom, 7 again. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 again. Then you got 1, 2, 3. Uh oh. So now we got another new moon. Okay, so boom. So what he's doing is counting, starting at 0. Okay, which I suspect the entire GMS does. Because he's a former. He graduated from GMS, realizing how kind of slow they are, so he had to come out correcting a few of their false doctrines. Okay, so I'm sharing this this Sabbath lesson to show how I learned to keep the Sabbath. But I'm comparing it to, I'm reaching out to people and they telling me two totally different things. But they both are lunar Sabbath keepers. So, okay, so, and they're both different from mine. Okay, so I already know mine is correct because I done checked it 8 to 10 to 12 to 15, 30 times today to be sure that I was doing this correctly. Okay, now, so his last Sabbath was right here on the 8th. This is the future that I'm talking about. November the 8th is when his Sabbath is. Okay, then 1, 2, 3. Now you at the new moon again. Then now you right in between this night, you got a 0. So he's gonna start his new Sabbath right here on the 11th, guaranteed. Then that's his, Sabbath. Then you put six. I mean, that's his new moon. So then you put 6 days in between there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the Sabbath on the 18th. Okay, so it keeps lining up with the new moon. Okay, that looks pretty and everything. That's great. Okay, so you got, here we go. Now his Sabbath skipped from Sunday to Wednesday. Well, no, actually, this is going to be his new moon right here on the 10th. And then you got 4 days, 2, 5, 6, 7. So his new moon is going to be on the 10th, and then his Sabbaths are going to be on Tuesday. Now watch as I go down in November. Tuesday Sabbath, because they're 7 days apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days apart. They're going to keep lining up with the new moon. Okay. And then let's go to December. He's still on Tuesday. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, still on Tuesday. And then he's going to make a new moon right here on the 10th. Okay. So on the 10th, see, okay, the 10th is Thursday. So all the rest of his new moons, all the rest of his Sabbaths for the month of December are going to be on Thursday. So now, did you just see what just happened? In December, his Sabbaths are on Thursday. In November, his Sabbaths are on Tuesday. Because it keeps lining up with the new moon. The Sabbaths are on Tuesday. And then in October, and the first couple of weeks of September, they were on Sunday. So you went from Sunday to Tuesday to Thursday as your Sabbath. See, that didn't sit well with me. I already realized that, but then I was looking at my own technique and saying that, what's wrong? But okay, I'm just, I do that all the time. I just check myself all the time to see, make sure the Sabbath, I consider the Sabbath a extremely important foundational portion of your mentality and your timing and how you live, because it was the first thing, you know what I'm saying? It was one of the first things that the Heavenly Father told the humans to do. Okay, so now, but let me show you my technique. See, here's skips a day. Sunday to Tuesday to Thursday. You never get Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm going to show you that mine does that. Okay. Now, of course, you guys have heard me say that I graduated from International Church of God in Jesus Christ. Okay, so you are very familiar that they do not teach lunar Sabbath at all. But they're one of the few churches who are intelligent enough to teach uh, that Mary was unsexed when she birthed Hamashiach. So that's an intelligent thing to do, to teach that. You know what I mean? And then what else are they smart about? The structure and nation building. They're pretty good at that. Um, they're really severely super duper big on the fruits of the spirit and making sure that everyone is real humble in their presentation of the gospel. That's a good thing. But of course, there are many doctrines in their school that I disagree with, and I'm ready to debate. I'm very well aware of all of their doctrines, all of everyone else's school's doctrines, and I've just developed the doctrines that are most biblically sound for myself to incorporate into my way of living. But I'm a nobody, so they're not going to debate me. But anyway, let me show you how I do the Sabbath. Okay, so let's start here. All right. See, it's kind of hard to see on this site, but I chose if you use a whole bunch of different sites, you'll notice that the 13th was the actual new moon. Okay, so if you want to start at 0%, that's not a good place to start. You have to start 0% is the start of the new moon. So you have to start your day counting at the end of the new moon. That's how I was taught. Okay, so the new moon lasts for 24 hours. Okay, yeah, 24 hours. All right, so this side is a little confusing because sometimes it skips numbers. It'll go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So look at here, right here, the age of the moon. Age, date, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days, 11 days, 12 days, 14 days. Sometimes it skips. So I told the web builder that you're skipping days and you ain't gonna do nothing but piss me off. So hurry up and correct it. All right. So, but I already know how to tell time, so it's not too bad. But for people who are not used to this, then they need to correct that because the way this is set up, they pretty much take all the work out of finding the Sabbath for you. You don't really have to look too hard to see it. Okay, so this is the real new moon right here on the 13th, not the 11th. Okay, the new moon. You went into the new moon phase, starting the 11th, which is less than 3%. Okay, then it made it to 0 right up in here. Okay, the night of the 12th, going into the 13th. Okay, so that means you wait until this new moon ends. Okay, so which is right here. Okay, now the way you find the Sabbath, the way I was taught, is that you see the silver light, and then that sunset begins the first 24 hours of a workday. Okay, so this right here would be the first silver. Okay, and then I'm gonna show you in more detail on the time and date, because this one isn't as detailed as the time and date. Okay, so new moon, first silver, sunset, first 24 hours. So that's why I always, okay, you got day one that starts at sunset to sunset. So this is the first night and the first day. So I just kind of block out the night while I'm counting so that I don't get confused. Okay, new moon, first silver, first day, first night, first day. Okay, so I got this as number one, and just keep it there. And then I know the night before is the same number as this night. I mean, as this day. New moon, first silver, first night, first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day. Okay, so as you can see here, my new moon Sabbath day doesn't line up with the new moon. See that? Sabbath night, the the seventh night lines up with the new moon. So with that being known, you can slide over all these ages of the days over to sunset of each of these days, instead of, because they're probably, this site is probably imagining that this age day one goes from midnight to midnight. Some type of uniform cookie cutter uh, inaccuracy that's just not true. Okay, so let me start over here and go real smooth for you. New moon, first silver, first night, first day. Second night, second day. Third night, third day. Fourth night, fourth day. Fifth night, fifth day. Sixth night, sixth day. Seventh night lines up with the new moon, seventh day. Okay, so that's how that happens every single time. And the reason I do it this way is because it lines up much better with the other moons. Okay, so if you divide the word line upon line, precept upon precept, you have to do everything else the same way. As you build life, you do the same thing the same way, and everything must be true and line up together. Okay, so it's the same way with any part of your life. That's how you have to build it, line upon line, precept upon precept. So that's how I approach the Sabbath as well. So you have uh, lunar Sabbatarians go line upon line to realize that they must uh, observe the moon in order to find the Sabbath, but then they do not apply the principle of line upon line upon this lunar viewership here, this lunar viewing. Okay, so I'm at the seventh night right here, right? Seventh day right here, right? Now, you see that it lines up with the 50%, 47%, 58%. See, my Sabbath is lining up with the 50% as well as the zero. You see how that works? Okay. Then you go here. This is my seventh day, 21. So we're gonna go 28. Now, look at my full moon. My full moon. Eighth night, seventh night, sixth day. See that? My full moon lines up. And let me go to the next month and look and show you my last quarter. Okay. I'm at Wednesday, right? Okay. Seventh night, seventh day. Look at my last quarter. 51% down. So it lines up with the 50% there. Okay. Then let's go another 7 days. Seventh night, seventh day. Boom. Okay. And we're still going down. We haven't even reached zero yet. It's in the new moon phase, which is less than 3%, but it has not reached zero yet. It's still at 1%, going down. Okay. Then it reaches zero somewhere up in here in order for it to go back up. See that? So this is gonna be my new moon here. This is gonna be first silver, and this is gonna be day one. Day one, day two, day three, day four, day five, day six, day seven. So my day seven starts at night seven here. Lines up with the new moon here. So Wednesday, Thursday. You see that? Okay, then I'm at Thursday all here. Thursday on the 26th. And look how the days line up. Day eight, the moon is 8 days old. The moon is 15 days old. Let's go to December. The moon is 22 days old. See that? And this is the seventh day, right? Okay. Seventh day started at the seventh night here. So my 50% is in between there. 59, 49. So your 50% is somewhere in between here. And the time and date shows you the in between. See how that works? Okay, so my Sabbaths are Thursday. Look, Thursday in December until you get to this new moon right here. And then it goes to Friday. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm at Friday, most of December. First week of December, I'm at Thursday. Then in November, November, I'm on Wednesday, which is lining up with the rest of the moons. Full moon here, first quarter here. New moon is the monthly Sabbath. See that? Then it backs up again to Tuesday. October. Okay. Tuesday. Look at my Tuesday. Full moon. First quarter. Lining up with the new moon. Okay. Then it backs up again. You see what I'm saying? If I keep going and going and going to it, it's just gonna keep going one day ahead. Every single time it's gonna move one day. Gregorian day. See how that works? Now let me show you this on moonrise. Okay, go to my city. Just go to time and date moonrise calculator. Go to my city here. Okay, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Okay, all right. So I guess this is showing today or something. It says moon is at 34.3%. Current time is 11:10 p.m. Moon direction is east northeast. Somehow magically it's going the complete opposite direction, east northeast, because it was going west northwest earlier. So anyway, that's because it's going completely opposite the directions like that, because it's doggone going in a circle on a flat plane. People don't realize that, but I ain't gonna get into that right now. Okay, so let's look at the 4th. No, let's back up to October. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna repeat the process that I did before, which is showing you the zero. I'm gonna show you the zero. Okay, where they started at. Okay. October 12th. Bear with me because I gotta make sure I'm looking at the right days, because it doesn't show the name of the day on there. Okay, so he was saying that the 11th was the new moon. Okay, If you look right here, he may have just misspoken, real quick because he was just probably was very busy. He's a busy person. Okay, now on here at 12, right? Okay, let's go to 11, where he said new moon is at 0. Okay. Excuse me. 5% altitude. Okay, phase under moon on the horizon. Okay, hold on a second here. 1%. Okay. See, this site proves the Earth is flat too, but I ain't gonna get into it too much. But if you follow this little arrow right here under heading, this little arrow right here, you'll notice that the moon is circling around a flat plane. That's not that. That's not the arrow showing it circling the Earth, circling a ball. It's showing you circling around on top of a flat plane. Okay, but I don't see the zeros that he's talking about on this site. Okay, so, and I don't really use this, so I don't know how to navigate it very well. But let me look at this new moon right here because it has a picture of a new moon on it. Okay. Let's see, 645, 654, 645. Moonrise. Okay, here it goes. Here's the illumination right here. 0.1%. Okay, now on the 11th, it was 1.6%. Okay. Now, on the 12th, it's 0.1%. So, okay, so that's what we're going to have to go by because the 12th, you know what I'm saying, is close to the real Sabbath. All right. Now, let me take a look at this again. Sabbath, silver, first day, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Tuesday. Okay. Right. And then full moon. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going by. See, my new moon was on the 13th. Let's see what this is. 0.5. They got theirs on the 12th. There's so many different sites tell you so many different things. You really just have to do the best you can. But most of the sites agreed that the new moon was on the 13th. Okay, so it doesn't say that here. All right, I'm gonna show you the others too. Some of the others that people use. Moon connection is one of them. I meant to go to October. Oops. Okay. See that say new moon is the 13th, but there's no detail to it. You know what I mean? But at least that's semi-honest. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who knows how to count from here can read this now. You got a clear new moon, where you don't have 4 or 5 different new moons that that's attempting to confuse you, but also with the intention of bringing clarity to the calendar. So the more detail that you put into it, that's an intention to add clarity to what you're looking at. But if you're not used to looking at it, it will confuse you. So you need something real simple like this that shows you the new moon, first silver, first day, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See how in October my Sabbath was on Wednesdays because it lines up with the other moons as well. See how the seventh night lines up with the new moon because the new moon begins at the evening is what I'm trying to tell people. The new moon begins at evening. So it ends at evening here, and then the first silver begins, and then the first silver ends. And that's where you have your first day because the first silver is counted as the first night. Then you got the first day. See how that lines up so lovely and pretty like that? So you got first day, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which that's the first quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the full moon. And then you go to November. 1, 2. Where my full moon at? Okay, that was last month. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See that? And that's your last quarter. Okay. Now, boom. The next day is a new moon. First silver, first day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See that? I done went from Wednesday to Friday. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that can happen. That's when you have to go back and forth. You see, because it's not supposed to skip any days like that. So that's when you have to go back and forth to different sites to be sure that one site is telling you the correct new moon. The last new moon was on the 13th. Okay, so let's see what November's new moon is based on other sites. Okay, see, November's new moon, Moon Connection says November's new moon is the 12th. And on this one, it says the new moon is the 11th. See that? So you just have to, kind of go back and forth. But I'm showing you my way so that you don't get confused by the discrepancies of the different sites. This site shows the age of the moon, the lighting and the phases of as it is in the sky. So when you see a new moon, that's why you can barely tell the difference between these 3 new moons because it's less than 3% visibility. You see? So this site is good. It's good. But you have to know what you're looking at. You see what I'm saying? So like I just told you, this site skips days. So you have the age of the. Sometimes they have a age 0 of the moon. Okay, then you have 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, 6 day, 7 day, 8 day, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. It skips from 16 to 18. They do this every month. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told the site, the whoever built the site, and they said they need to fix that instantly. Okay, now where we at? All right, new moon. So last month and the first week of November, my Sabbath was on Wednesday. Okay, so that is the 4th. This is my last Sabbath, my last weekly Sabbath of this month. And next month is the monthly Sabbath. the new moon. Bam. So then the new moon, yes, it lines up with the Sabbath, but the new moon is not this whole day. It's not this whole 11th. The new moon is counted from sunset on the 11th. Bam. So you got to move everything over a little bit, halfway. See, in your mind. See, it goes from sunset to sunset every time, evening to evening, with everything, with 24-hour periods and all that stuff. Because the moon is deciding the time, the length of the day. Okay. So you got your new moon right here, but it starts at sunset and goes to sunset here, and then it's waxing. So now that it's waxing, you got your first night. Then you got your first day. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th day starts in the 7th night. So that's why it ends up on Thursday. See that? Okay. If you got any questions, just let me know. I'm Nazir Divine Emil Oz Yasharal, the Crown Prince of Israel. I know exactly what the Bible says to do. I do it. You should too.